So the topic is going to be positioning yourself for success. You heard that right. Positioning yourself for success. What does it mean to position yourself? Well, to actually take your spot, take your place, occupy space, plant your feet. How do you position yourself with opportunities? Putting yourself in places around people that are on the same pathway as you. It's easier said than done, but it really is easier to do than we think. First of all, we have to be authentic. Be you. You heard this saying. This is cliche, so it's not mine. It's not any TT-ism. It's something that has been spoken many, many times before, but everybody else is taken. So we don't need another person that we admire and look up to. We can have somebody that's similar, remind us of them, but we don't want somebody to be a carbon copy of someone we already look up to or inspires us. Another thing is we want to fulfill our current responsibilities, and we want to do it well. Whatever you're doing, master that thing. Do it well before you pick up something else new to do. I think that would help us better with our positioning so we can fit where we fit. Then you want to also keep a record of your accomplishments, your short-term goals, along with your long-term goals. And even the little minute things that you think aren't a big deal, they are. They'll see those little pebbles. Think about this. A little ball of snow. You add more snow, the ball gets bigger. So yes, every step you take towards your goal, towards doing what you're being called to do, towards your purpose, it matters. Then we have to learn to take the initiative. You can't always be waiting on somebody else or other people. If you're trying to get your business off the ground, if you're trying to get your organization off the ground, and it's your vision, remember this: God gives you the vision. You make it plain. Now, you're not going to get the same vision as somebody else. You might get similar, but you're not going to get the exact same. Because we all have purpose, right? And we all supposed to be doing God's business. But He needs you to get out of your own way and stop using people that's not ready to move like you're moving as your scapegoat on why you didn't do what you said you wanted to do. Take the initiative, be bold, and do what you know you need to do for you, right? And then we want to make sure that we are team players when we do partner up. Don't join a group or a team organization if you don't want to put in the work. Don't get on just because you want to take a ride. And a lot of people are hitchhikers in life. A lot of people will hitchhike with you because they see you going some places and they want to go, but they don't want to put in the work. They don't want to drive. They don't want to do it. Can you at least rent the car? Can you put gas in the car? If I'm driving, can you do that? Can you, if we got a destination, can you accommodate any way that's going to help me feel that it was worth the while? Right? So be a team player. Be solution oriented. We have a lot of problems and we all always see roadblocks. Okay, let's address it. Let's acknowledge it. Now, what do? Do we go in circles about the problem, the obstacle, but not addressing any ideas on a solution? No. Assess the problem and say, all right, I see what we're working with. This is what we got to work with. Look at your resources, the people you know. We all know one person away from being connected to somebody that can totally help change our lives. Now, I will say this. You got to be humble. You must be humble. And when I say that, humble, not so much like humble in the fact that if you're trying to do something somebody's trying to do, don't worry about what I don't want them to think that, I'm trying to do what they're doing. No, but you could say, you know what? I've been working on something and I'm inspired by what you're saying. And I want to know if you will help me get closer to my goal. Most people who aren't afraid to share their homework would be honored to be able to do that. It just got to make sense. I get people to ask me all the time, can they shadow me? And I'm looking like, wow, especially when they're amazing people already. I'm like, I'm honored. I'm flattered. I'm like, what? Me? Little old me? Because You want to make sure that you're giving your best. As Anita Baker said, I'm giving you the best that I got. You want to give them the best you got. Right? Always be professional, no matter what. Even when you're having a bad day, it pays to always be professional, even when others aren't being professional. You see it, I've shared in it too. Plenty of posts in the past and even in the current from people where they're like, oh, my prices aren't your prices, and the jokes, and we might have conversated, but we ain't make a deal if no money was exchanged, no contracts was exchanged. And some people are afraid of contracts, and I think that because some people are afraid to own up to what they're saying they want to do, because we can have a conversation and you could talk because you have a vision. But if you don't have the know-how and the tenacity and the ability to actually do the work, put in it, you're not going to want to have no contracts binding you, because then it's a legal agreement. So when you're dealing with people, just to protect yourself and your time, because let me tell you, people can become time vampires. They'll hold you up in meeting after meeting after meeting to get no resolution, to get no solution or blueprint to build from that meeting that you had that was supposed to be the final meeting. I know I'm not the only one that knows how that goes. So you have to let people know my time is valuable, just as yours is. When you guys are ready to give me the marching orders, the green light, let me know. I'll be more than happy to consult with you or come to the table and we can go over whether you have your contract or you want me to generate one. And when you do get one, don't go out here Googling and copying and pasting just some stuff because it sounds educated. A lot of that stuff is put together to confuse people, but not only will it confuse people, it'll confuse you. Because sometimes if you don't understand the contract language, you'll put some stuff in there that you didn't even mean to, because you was trying to do more than you know you could do. And who you trying to impress? Right? You want to be able to align yourself for your career. You want to get a clear vision of what it is you want to do. Prepare yourself for change. Right? You might want to do this. This is just something that's new. It's not something I've done yet. But I'm going to think about it. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. Now, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to think about it. And you might say, well, how you going to ask us to do something, TT, you ain't done it yet? Because I just said, I'm thinking about it, and I think I might do it. Even if I don't do it and you do it, you may be able to come back and testify and say, you know what? I did exactly what you advised that one morning when you did the show on positioning yourself for success, and it worked. And that's to write yourself a positioning statement. How do I do that? It could include who you are, what you do, right? Talk about your experiences, your strengths, your weaknesses, as well as the problems you are good at solving and what you're known to do. All right? Okay, let me give you an example. I got this example from assets.csom.umn.edu. Okay, you were like, what is that? Carlson School of Management in the University of Minnesota. Okay, so this is a positioning statement. Now, this is not what I'm saying, but this is an example. Because what I just said prior to this, you might say, TT, I don't understand that. No problem. I'm going to try to share something that might help you. It says, what is it and why should I have one? A positioning statement is a means of effectively communicating your brand. It is professionally introducing yourself. Positioning statement includes your professional identity. I said that. Demonstrating relevant, compelling elements of your experience. I pretty much paraphrase that. As well as the problems you are good at solving. I said that. Work you love to do and known to do. And you should end your positioning statement by reiterating your interest and your goals. This will help the person with whom you are talking determine how they can best help you. Okay? It should be like a 10-second quick introduction or 2 to 3 minute response to a question. Tell me about yourself. Make your statement clear and get right to the point. Right? During here's an example from a guy named Eric Lustrom, okay? MBA from '02, who created his positioning statement in Silicon Valley University. During our tour of Silicon Valley, A.T. Kearney invited the MBA students to a reception. Within a couple of minutes of their arrival, they met senior councilman consultant who asked me, "What can I tell you about A&T?" This is where having a well-rehearsed positioning statement paid off. He said he began listing by work experience and interests, concluding with how would his skills best suit them. So he sold himself, right? You got to let them know. It's like that elevator pitch. Make it clear, concise, right? Speak in the present. And make sure you're clear. Just an example. Just a small example. We just want to be able to live out our dreams, live out our goals. Well, a lot of us, not all of us, some of us. And in order to do that, we have to have the know-how. Excuse me. We have to have the know-how on how that actually looks. What does that entail? What does that look like, right? And then do it. Once you can do that, you are on your way halfway there. You want to align yourself with like-minded people that's in the same industry or circle as you, that benefit from what you're doing. They work hard like you work hard. I'm assuming you work hard. You don't want to partner up with a slacker or slackers, right? The person that's going to watch you do the work. They're going to talk the game, but they're going to watch you do the work. That's not who you want to partner up with. That's not who you want to surround yourself with. You want to put yourself around goal-oriented people who have the mindset to change their direction. They should be elevating, encouraging, and motivating you along the way. And in turn, you should be paying it forward and doing the same for somebody else. Because there is somebody that looks at you and look up to you. You may not know it because everybody don't tell people that. I don't know what happened with people feeling like it's not okay to tell people how they're inspired by them, but it is okay. So anyway, position yourself for success. Get yourself together. Figure out what it is that you want to do, not what somebody told you want to do. And stop putting it off. Because who you waiting on? Honestly, who you waiting on? Because time don't wait for nobody at all. Well, that's all I have for you tonight. Or I should say this morning. Tonight, though, for Tap In Tuesday, if you check out my shows on Tuesdays, you know that from time to time I have amazing guests. And tonight I have several amazing authors. One from Atlanta and several from Detroit. I have a collaborative group talking about everything. Their books' titles are amazing. If you've been looking at the promo from yesterday, then you'll know. You'll have an idea who's going to be on the show. And I hope that you will tune in and tap in for Tap In Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time by going to www.streamyard.com/Facebook. Log into your account. Check out TT from the D Podcast. Or you can check us out on my YouTube page, TT from the D Podcast. Either over on LinkedIn, Twitter. And I am super excited. If you join tonight, I promise you it's going to be a very interesting show. If you are a person that loves a good book, you definitely don't want to miss this show. It's your girl, TT from the D, and I'll see you soon.